Let's go. Welcome back, family, to Northside LDN. And today we've got the match warm up to the North London Derby. I'm here with Fuad and Tony Gunnar. Claude, how's it going, boys? How's it going?
Oh, good, bro. What's happening, my man?
I'm good. Tony, how you doing?
I'm fine, man. I'm pumping. It's the North London Derby, and it's just what we've been waiting for, for the season. And I'm just glad it's here, And it's nice to come chop it up with fellow gooners like you and Fuad, Prince Fuad. It's nice to have you here.
But I'm going to get you lot's opinion first because today it looks like I'm going to get tag teamed. Yeah. Listen, it is what it is. Before I go, let me get you guys' prediction. Tony, what's your prediction for the North London Derby this week? And do you think we can get the win and do the job against Spurs?
You asked a direct question. I'll give you a direct answer. It's 3-1. Tottenham Hotspurs are going to get pumped at the Emirates. We lost back there in 2010. That's the only time they've beaten us at home in the last, dating back maybe 10 years or so. So I really do think that Arsenal will win by 3-1.
And what makes you so confident?
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm so confident that we're going to beat Spurs. See, Spurs has been grinding out results. They're not playing in terms of they're not playing cohesive football in any way. That team hasn't gelled yet. And going through their antecedents, they've not played any big team at all. The Chelsea team that they're laying claim that it's a big team. It's not. Chelsea is in crisis. They just sacked their manager. A new rookie manager has been brought into that club. So Chelsea at this time is not a big club. So they've played no one. They pumped Leicester City 6-2. But that was a very, very poor Leicester team. Leicester is rooted deep down at the at the bottom of the Premiership, and they've shipped in 22 goals, a whooping 22 goals. So of course, I don't see where the bragging rights here, for Tottenham Hotspurs. They will come to the Emirates and they will get absolutely pumped, when we meet them. It will be a tough game, but it will get pumped, when they come around, when they come to town.
A lot of confidence, a lot of chest there, a lot of chest. I hope we do the business. I'm telling you now, that's a lot of chest. Yeah, a lot of chest. Fuad, do you agree with Tony? What do you make of? What's your prediction?
I agree we're going to win the game, but I see it from a different perspective than him. I look at it like this. Arsenal, we can win the game. I'm saying 2-0, but Arsenal got to score them goals quick. Because the longer the game goes on, even though Tottenham have been playing well in the previous games, there's one thing they're good at doing in the last 10, 20 minutes is scoring goals. So Arsenal got to kill the game before even Tottenham has a sniff. Then we should be all right. But Arsenal got to kill the game quick. They got to come out guns blazing and get 2 early goals. Because with Tottenham, they always find a way. You see now with Chelsea. You see now with even they were playing rubbish against Leicester, and Leicester hold the ball. You see now how they woke up in the last 20 minutes. So I'll say 2-0 Arsenal, but they got to score early goals. That's my
2-0 Arsenal. Okay, cool. So both of you going for wins. Me, I think it's going to be a draw. I can't lie. I think it's going to be you're laughing, bro. I'm telling you right now, yeah. For me, I don't see us losing it because we got a great record at the Emirates against Spurs. That's something you can't take away from Arsenal. There's no way about it. But at the same time, Spurs, for me, have a better bench. They got a better manager. I do think there's players that that can get got at, and I will get into that in a minute. I just think they've got a better, they got world-class players and we don't. This is the thing when I'm looking at Spurs, I'm looking at Arsenal. Arsenal are playing better football. There's no debate in that. We're playing better football than Spurs. But Spurs are getting the job done with playing horribly. Yeah. When I'm looking at this squad, I don't feel like we have an amazing midfield, in my opinion. I think Odegaard is average. I think Fabio Vieira so far is decent, but he looks average to me. Xhaka has been a revelation, yes. Partey, I'm happy that the reports are coming out that he's going to be available. But at the same time, we don't have enough killers. When you look at the amount of possession that we've been having in certain matches, take away the Brentford match, which I thought we were a lot more clinical, which is what I was asking for. We have a lot of possession and we're not direct enough, in my opinion. I think we could be a lot more direct. A lot of times we go on the counter attack, and sometimes we don't cut teams open and we allow them to sit back. Now that's going to play into Tottenham's hand. Tottenham play the same style of football that Manchester United played against us, counter-attacking football. And I still don't feel like we have learned from coming up against teams that play counter-attacking football. The first test we had this season was Man United, and they opened us up playing counter-attacking football. Then we went to Zurich. We won that game, but it's Zurich. They don't have the level of players that Man United have, that Spurs have, that are going to be lethal enough. But we left ourselves exposed. I think our keeper they had like 2 1-on-1s with our keeper. Had they had a better striker, that game could have been a lot different. So I don't know. Are we going to be naive to play the high line? I'm not too sure. We don't have that many killers as well. Martinelli's been decent, but he's not a killer in front of goal. He's a very good player, but he's not a killer. Saka, we're still not seeing the Saka that we've seen last season, even though we're playing very well. Gabriel Jesus, he's playing very, very well. But when he came to Arsenal, none of us said that he's a clinical striker, but he has been doing very well for Arsenal. So there's still a lot to be desired. Ben White playing as on the right wing. I think that guy can be exposed, Ben White, on the right, in my opinion. He doesn't have the recovery pace. So if we go with him on the right-hand side, yeah? So for me, there's still a lot of things. And ultimately, I just feel like they've got a bench and we don't. If the game doesn't go Arsenal's way, who are we going to bring off the bench? Nketiah? Marquinhos? Odegaard, if he doesn't start? Or Fabio Vieira? We don't have a lot of players that can really affect the game. And we have 15-year-olds on the bench coming into certain games. We don't have a bench. Most Arsenal fans big up the starting 11. But when the starting 11 ain't doing the job, who have we got to come off the bench? Because we didn't have it against Man United, and we don't do it in Tottenham because we didn't do what we needed to do in summer. So for me, I can see Arsenal get a win because I still feel like players like Dyer, Sanchez, Emerson Royale are players that we can exploit from Tottenham side. They're not great players. We can exploit them. But at the same time, they can bring Son off the bench like they did the last game. They can bring Richarlison if he's not starting. They got Basuma to shut up shop. They got rotation. They got a bench. We don't. So if our starting 11 don't do the job, it's going to be sticky. So I'm going with a 1-1. Any of you disagree with what I'm saying?
I can relate. I can relate about what you're saying about Tottenham, the style of play, and that's why I'm saying we got to come out quick. But I look at it like this too. At the same time, even though we got to come out quick, they got to go out there, Arsenal, and just with the fans being there too. I just find that I'm more confident being at home. Now, if it was in the lane, you already know, like they beat us for the last few years. We beat them at home. They beat us at home. That's why I'm confident. I think the home advantage will be a big difference for Arsenal. But Arsenal, I think we can hurt them in their defense. It's not like their defense are like strong. It's like Martinelli will eat up their right back. Jamie, he eats him up for toast because as soon as Martinelli goes past him, you already know he's going to rugby tackle him. He's been doing it all season. So stuff like that is confidence in the game. But if Arsenal come out as just guns blazing, I think we'll win the game. But we got to start quick. We can't afford to be naive and think, all right, we'll get into the game, because that's what Tottenham will do. Tottenham will allow you to have the ball. You know that already. So they're going to allow us to have the ball. Take advantage of it when they allow you to have the ball. Because in the second half, you already know they become ruthless in the last 30 minutes. And with the players like Kane, Son, that guy he is bad, bro. He's underrated. You already know he's bad, bro. I've rated Son for a long time. But
wait, is that you praising Spurs? Last season you
I rate Son. Son's a top player. But my boy Ben White will do the job, bro.
Does not side have a kind of charm that he kind of, I don't know, that he wields it?
No.
This is Prince Fuad bigging up Son live on YouTube. Wow.
If I say something positive about Spurs, Fuad calls me, I'm a Spurs fan. He's now bigging up Son. By your logic, you're a Spurs fan.
Do you know why I pick up Son? Because you know why I like Son? Wow. You know why I pick him up? No, he's a top player. You can't say that. But the media don't rate him. The media don't know. The media don't rate him. You all know he's a top player. There's not one man who will sit you and say he's not a top player. on planet Earth. We know. But my boy Ben White is going to do the job. Ben White's going to do the job. Ben White's sick, bro. I don't know why you don't rate him. I rate Ben White, bro.
Ben
Yeah.
White.
Okay.
Go on, Tony, go on.
No. I'll allow you say. You want to comment?
No. I want to hear what you got to say.
Okay. Just for your information, I completely disagree with what you said about the 1-1 because if we go by your predictions, we will be at 15th right now because you predicted that we were going to lose the game against Brentford. You said we're going to get completely turned over by Crystal Palace, and all those things, became fallacies. But I'll push that aside. I want to bring in the Mikel Arteta factor down here. Mikel Arteta will be creating history on Saturday if he becomes the joint third coach after George Mirel and Terry Neal to win their first 3 North London derbies. So this is a big one for Mikel Arteta to get straight up into the history books of Arsenal folklore. So it's a very, very important game for Mikel Arteta. Now, look at it. If maybe we were going to face maybe a Manchester City, I'll be saying, yes, we're going to face genuine contenders for that Premiership title. But in this case, we're at home to a club that hasn't beaten us in our home since 2010, to a club who plays fossil football. I'm not the one that coined that. It's the media that coined that, so don't blame me. They play fossil football. They would leave the possession game for Arsenal. This is fact. And it's already proven that if you leave Arsenal with the ball, they are going to score early goals. It's a proven fact this season. And even if they manage to find the balls to even, conjure up a goal against us, it's already been proven that Arsenal would fire back at the end of the day. So we are meeting a Tottenham team that's not playing fluent and coherent football. We're meeting a Tottenham team that will come to our home, bow down to our will, and we can have a go at them. Like, this is the chance to actually pump Tottenham Hotspurs. Now, Prince Fawad, you brought in a commentary about Son himself. Son, Arsenal will have no fear this season. We're tired of giving respect to this, to this half-wit players. Yes, he was the joint top highest goal scorer last season, but this season he's done nothing. Yes, he scored a hat-trick against a poor Leicester team. So there's no need to give respect to Son. He's coming to face an absolute truck in Saliba. He's going to face, Gabriel Magalhaes, and of course, a resurgent Ben White. So it's going to be a tough one for these guys. A big run for their money.
Okay, first of all, when you're talking about predictions, you're ready to come on this channel and cook me against Man United, then you got served humble pie. So let's not talk about predictions, yeah, because everyone gets predictions wrong, yeah? So you have to hold that for a week. Second of all, you're talking about, we're going to be ready.
Is it him?
No. I'm just debunking what he says. My opinion based on, he said his opinion based on what I said. I'm saying my opinion based on what he said. Yeah? So that's number one for the fixtures and predictions. Everyone gets predictions wrong. I did get some predictions wrong. But at the end of the day, we can wait to the end of the season because we ain't winning nothing. And that's a prediction I'm here for. Second of all, you're talking about we're ready. Why weren't we ready about the counter-attacking team in Manchester United? Because arguably, Man United are a poorer team than Tottenham, and we had no answer in that Man United game. Last season, I've seen us come up against the counter-attack. This manager's been here now in his 4th year. Last season, when we lost to Brentford, we beat Brentford this season. But last season, there was teams like Brentford and other teams that play counter-attacking team, not only Brentford, and we became unstuck. This is a style of play that Mikel Arteta seems to not be able to outdo tactically. So there's valid reasons for my concern. I fear more the attack of Tottenham than the attack of Manchester United. And both of them play a style that is like our kryptonite. And this is why I can't be with my chest up. I didn't predict for us to lose this game, but I don't see us winning this game. And my heart wants us to win this game. But at the same time, I fear more Harry Kane, Son, Richarlison than whoever Man United have got, in my opinion. And they outdone us. They did. The second half, they exploited us. We were naive, played the high line. And I feel like if we start with Ben White at right back, I think they will target that side like Brentford did. And because they got the quality, we will get put to the sword. Ben White cannot start as a right back in this game.
Can I ask you something though? Can I ask you something? Like you've got to look at the reality of it. You can't go off Ben White last season, this season. Last week he was finding his feet. This season he's been phenomenal. You know, if he was that bad, like every Arsenal fan say he is, and they're all still blaming him, bro, we won't be top. Like he makes all these mistakes. If he makes all these mistakes, why are we top of the table? Why are we winning games?
Okay, let me
ask
ask
the question. You know, I know there's only 7 games
how
in.
do you judge a player? Do you judge a player on a game, or do you judge a player on their performance?
I judge him over the season.
Okay, season. So the season isn't over. We can all agree that Granit Xhaka has probably been up there with Gabriel Jesus.
Is the best.
Yeah, probably the best. Yeah, cool. We can all agree with that. Yeah. What does it matter if this month, when we're coming up against the big boys, he doesn't show up? What does it matter?
But the whole idea is, all right, Andrew.
Because it's about consistency. The reason that you judge a player during the season is because of.
Why? Okay, but why? Okay,
so you can praise him, but
as a football manager,
a bit premature. Because I can say that Granit Xhaka, very well, you've done very well the last 6-7 games. Yeah, I can give you that. But for me to change my opinion of you as a player, I need to see it from the start of the season to the end. The thing is, you being consistent. And those
he has started it from the start of the season already.
Okay,
it's 7 games in. He's been the best player.
Claude,
he's been the most changed player.
Claude, why? Claude, I'll let you
season is no there.
All due respect, all right? You've got to understand, all right? Why change something that is actually working? Last year against, all right, even though, wait. Last year against Palace, we got demolished, bro. Demolished. But this year, we won. Because what's happening in the defense is, I know Saliba's there, and Saliba's been phenomenal. But they all have, because they're working as a team. Even though, like, the reason why we kept it before Edouard, like, if you go back in the Palace game, Edouard was just about to score. Saliba lost one because he lost wide. But who put him off that shot? Ben White read that situation, put him off, he hit it wide. So they work together as a team. But Ben White,
this is how you got mud in your face last season. Yeah, this is
no,
how
but Ben White is his first season.
The comment that you just made.
His first season.
The comment that you just made. If it's working, don't fix it. Last season, when we were the favourites to get top 4 with games to go, I was complaining in January saying that I can see holes in this team. I can see things that we have not done and not rectified, and this is going to come and bite us in the ass. You said the going is, hold on. You said the going is good. We're winning games. It's fine. Trust Mikel Arteta. Everything is okay. Ultimately, the end of the season, I was proven right. You can still say we've been doing great, but there's holes and things that, hold on. There's holes and things in this team that they cause concern. The fact that our bench ain't strong enough, the fact that our midfield hasn't gone up the levels that was necessary. So when I'm cautioning it's because the job that needed to be done in the summer wasn't done. Now we are getting results. Hold on, we're getting results against teams we're supposed to. We will do it. That's to be expected. We spend more money than them. We've got better players than them. The problem is when we come up against a team that spend as much money and are just as big of a club.
But the problem is, this is the season now.
Short sight. No, hold on. For you to have such a short sight and say, well, it's all going good now, there's no reason for concern, I think is naive. Because last season, you had that mentality and you were proven wrong to the point that you didn't want to return to the challenge.
But Andrew, Northside, the problem with you don't look at no progress. You're forgetting, do you know what you're forgetting in your head now? You're forgetting a big something. You're going about last season. Last season, this inexperienced team really got top 4. You know what he went and did? Wait there. Don't go off last season, because last season, we lost to Palace. Last season, we lost to Brentford. Let's
not even go that far.
Go back to last season.
Let's just go back to the basics.
Let's go back to the present now. The present
at this time last season, we were up to nearly like 20 something goals back a deficit. Right now, Arsenal just has a 7-goal deficit. We've put in about 17 goals. If you compare and contrast it to last season, there is extreme progress. Not side. When have you lauded this progress? No, not side, because you've just listed a whole note a long note, of our inconsistencies last season. But this season, Arsenal have been able to put in 17 goals. Where is the praises for this? Where is the praises for not shipping in goals at this time this season? We've only just shipped only 7 goals. Do you see
Okay,
the
let me answer
progress
that.
with me, not London? No,
Let me
not
answer
London.
that then. Let
Not
me answer.
London. Do
I'll
you
answer
see
your
the
question.
progress?
I'll answer your question. There's been an improvement in the way that we're playing games, our style.
Thank
There
you very
has been
much, sir.
improvement in that. Yeah. Now let me
Thank
tell you
you.
where there hasn't been improvement. No backup to Jesus. There's no backup to Martinelli and Saka of the same level or better. The midfield has not gone up any levels. Odegaard is arguably better than Fabio Vieira from all we've seen so far. We don't have rotation for Thomas Partey that we knew is injury prone. Ben White isn't good enough as right back, and we needed a right back in the same level as
Oh,
Kane.
shut up, bro. Ben White is sick, bro.
You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear
Shut
it.
up.
Fuad, let him talk. Let him talk. Let him talk.
You asked me a direct question, yeah, and I'm answering it. There is multiple things. This is why I laughed when you said there's extreme changes, because I'm looking at it and I'm saying, barring our performances, the squad has not improved. Dare I say it got worse. We are weaker. Having a 15-year-old on the bench as a midfield option than having Guendouzi or having Torreira is a downgrade. Having Nketiah on the bench instead of Aubameyang, at least on the bench, is a downgrade. It is a downgrade. So at the end of the day, loads that we wanted to do in the summer has not been rectified. So I don't understand where all this chest is, because the first test we had against a Man United that most Arsenal fans went into that game so cocky, Tony, you were one of them, you got put in a spliff. And I'm telling you right now, as much as I've seen some progress, it is not good enough. It isn't. Because every time we're coming up against a test, we're getting mud in our face. Dare I even say it, the Europa League game against Zurich, that performance shows everything I'm saying. We put our rotation players and you can see the levels. And that rotation team, now the argument will be, oh, we're not starting that rotation team again. Hold on. You'll say that rotation team isn't the team we're going to play against Tottenham, yeah? But that is the players that are coming off the bench to affect the game if we're not winning. And they're not good enough to do a job against Zurich.
Real Sociedad beat up Manchester United in the Europa League. I don't see their fans slagging them off, bringing all these negative stereotypes out there. No, they all get behind their team.
Well, all right. What I'll say to you is,
no, I'm just saying in the Europa League. In the Europa League,
we played by United, all right?
They got pumped by Real Sociedad. And
Arsenal fans make me laugh. There was a controversy with that. Arsenal fans make me laugh. First thing, okay, if you want to say that, all right, you keep going back to Man United. When Arsenal fans come and say, okay, Man United beat us, we'll put our hands up. There was a controversial goal that could have stood for Arsenal, and Partey was out. So there's arguments from both sides. They beat us. Next game, we went to Brentford. We bounced back with a winning mentality. Now we're going to go into Tottenham, and now we're going into the Tottenham game. We're knowing that we're not scared of losing one and drawing one. This time last season, we would have lost that game.
I'm not saying to be scared. I'm not saying to be scared. You guys are talking as if there's nothing to fear, as if, oh, we should just roll them over. And I'm saying, not only is the squad not the way...
It's a derby, anything can happen.
And you should always know, every team have a boogie team in the league.
We haven't played any of the big boys. We haven't. And the first test, we fumbled. So there is reason for concern. And the team that is rotation, that is on the bench, ain't even good enough to do it against Zurich. We had to have Marquinhos to do a job. But the whole team, apart from him, were trash.
But this was the same excuse we had against Brentford.
You're looking at it like
this was the same excuse we had against Brentford. Everyone said that we never had any depth in squad. But mind you, in that game, Zinchenko was out injured. Thomas Partey was out injured. Who did we call in? We brought in our squad in depth. We brought in Pablo Vieira. He came in, he scored a goal. And of course, our friend Northside was, he wasn't really happy with Pablo Vieira scoring a goal, even if both of them speak Portuguese together. It should be there should be a fair kind of camaraderie between you and Pablo Vieira. But of course, we didn't see that. But that aside, and then Tenny came in for Zinchenko. Bro, what else do you need when you have injuries and you have competitive people who are there in place to replace these people? What else do you want? Gabriel Jesus is scoring goals. Martinelli is pumping in goals this season. Granit Xhaka is giving passes in, sending crosses, down there into the 18-yard box. What else do you need from this team? Get behind them and let's go win this North London derby at the Emirates. Come on, not side. Come on, not side. You just have to do this. Come do it with us. Come back home.
I don't know why my camera's gone all fuzzy. It's like gone on auto.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You know, come on, bro.
It's God. God is showing you a sign, not side. Come back home. Come back home, brother.
No. Listen, neither one of you can mount an argument as to what I'm saying in terms of the squad depth is not good enough. You're talking about Gabriel Jesus. He's a starter. He's not on the bench. What has Nketiah done? Nketiah, we offered him a new contract, running around like Sonic, doing Numa Pukari, ain't doing nothing. Fabio Vieira, he scored 1 goal. When you look at his overall performance, it wasn't great. No one's gonna guess to me it was great. It was a great goal. It was a great goal. It was a great goal.
And that's
Granit Xhaka that I don't rate, had a way better performance than Fabio Vieira. That's a fact.
No,
And I don't
the whole
even rate-
idea
I don't
is,
even
the whole
rate
idea
Xhaka.
is, all right. The whole idea is, all right. So this isn't a factor that matters. The whole idea is, can you name me a player to score a wonder goal like that on an Arsenal debut? How long do we have to go back? So it is looking good.
Why do I care?
Because he scored a goal, bro. So that means it's good. I tell you what, I don't care about
debut. Marcus Rashford, yeah?
Yo, you go off one game, like I tell you.
Marcus Rashford scored against Arsenal in his debut. Would you say
he scored?
No,
it doesn't mean that. It means that but see, this is the mentality of football. Your knowledge is zilk because you don't go off football knowledge. When he scored that goal on his debut, it's only going to make him better in his next performance. Because he knows he can score.
This is his first
Bro,
season.
you can't go off
Why this unfair
He scored.
criticism on Pablo Vieira? Want to knock him out? And see, yeah, this is see for where is not side?
It's hiding now, bruh. Yo, listen, we've come over, we've conquered North Side. Lee Gunner, coming up here, boy.
Lee Gunner, where are you? Lee Gunner, where are you? Lee Gunner, we need you here, bro. Come on here, man.
You know what, Tony, I can't send for because I don't know if he's going to show his face. I hope he will at the end of the season. I'm not going to send for him on that. Fuad, how dare you, Sofilo da Puta? Don't ever come for me. The way you were running when we didn't get top 4, yeah? And what happened to your prediction that we're going to win the Champions League this year? We didn't even qualify for that merda. So don't come here with your cool the vaca face trying to tell me about nothing.
It's called. You know what it is? See, the problem is, when I want to be confident in my team, I'm not allowed. Do you know what I mean? We're not allowed to be confident no more.
Fuad, sorry. Big up everyone on the chats, please. Please like and share this stream, brothers. Please
hit the like, you.
Keep liking it, bro.
Listen, make sure people you like and subscribe to Tony Gooner Claude TV. Make sure you go and support his channel. Come on, he's a regular coming on. Fuad, you already know. If you want to hear his nonsense opinion about boxing, go support his channel, Prince Fuad.
Yo, I showed you the day, me, Kenny, bruh. We had a boxing. Me, Kenny, and Vandy had a good talking show, man. So yeah, people go check it out, bruh. We got some good analysis in our show. Not like in this show. Gotta educate someone about Arsenal all the time. You know what? I'm gonna start charging you.
No, what did I tell you about Amir Khan?
Not side is family. Not side is family.
No. I mean, I'm gonna charge him money, bro. He's gonna send me a bar of chocolate every month.
Listen, guys, I want to ask you lot the question. Like, are you lot coming into this North London derby with your chest up just because of our record? Because records are there to be broken. We have got a great record.
It's a derby.
Are you telling me that you both of you, you can go first forward, then you, Tony. You don't have you don't look at this and think, like we don't have rotation off the bench. Like our starting 11 team was only good enough to get top 5, top 4.
But I think a lot of our players are back now. Smith Rowe's back, Reece Nelson's back. I think Mohamed Al-Nani is back in training. I think he might be back on the bench. So yeah, we. But I look at it like this, all right? It ain't about what is. I look at it like this, all right? It's irrelevant who's back on the bench. It's a derby. Sometimes form will go out the window. Do you get me? So that's what, because I remember when we were playing rubbish or Tottenham thing, and they come to the Emirates, we beat them 5-2 on the Emirates. It's a derby. We went there and they battered us there. So it is a derby, innit? It's like it's a derby. It's like form goes out the window. Anything can happen in the North London derby. Do you know what I mean? It's a derby.
Yeah, see, yeah, of course, this is a derby, but see, you cannot eliminate that fact that Arsenal is playing very well. You cannot eliminate that fact that Arsenal is scoring goals for fun. You cannot eliminate that fact that Arsenal is not playing as a unit at the back. You cannot, for God who made me, you cannot remove the fact that Saliba is an absolute truck that completes our back four. Like this season, I don't really know. Most Arsenal fans haven't really come. They've not. They've not got that rapture yet about this Saliba guy. He's come in from France and completely changed the attitude in that defensive back four. He releases Ben White to play his kind of game. I really don't rate Ben White. Let's be very clear about this. You know, I've had this discussion with Fuad in my own channel, but you cannot deny that Ben White is having a great season. You can't deny that fact. And even apart from that, let's even go to our striking options. Let's even go to our striking options. You cannot deny everyone, even the negative fans here, the positive fans here, everyone. You cannot deny that Arsenal is having a great output in our striking positions. Martinelli has scored goals this season. Gabriel Jesus has scored goals this season. I will take an exception from what Northside said when he started this show. He said that Gabriel Jesus isn't taken as a prolific striker. Bro, I beg to differ. He's a prolific striker, and he also has trophies to back that up. He set the league alight in Man City. Is a proven winner, unless you want to contest those titles that he won in Manchester City. So I don't see what we're talking about here, bro. Saka is just fresh from England. The confidence is building. He scored against Manchester United, and of course, you can see what he did with the England team. It's a slow process. It's coming in. It's
You
coming
said
back
that
on.
Gabriel Jesus is a prolific
He's
striker,
one of
yeah?
the most overused players ever
You said
last
Gabriel
season.
Jesus is a prolific striker,
And
yeah?
no one is cutting him any slack that he was one of our most overused players last season. The vitriol that guy is getting, the hate is getting. I don't know. I'll allow you to talk, not I.
You said Gabriel Jesus is a prolific striker, yeah? Would you say Lacazette's a prolific striker?
No.
No. Okay, cool. Well, Gabriel Jesus has scored the same amount of goals that on his best season ever for Man City than Lacazette. So on your basis, you don't rate Gabriel Jesus as a prolific striker, not as a good player, but a prolific striker. Both of them have scored 14 in a season. That's their highest.
But there are
you're
differences.
missing the
There are
point,
differences
bro.
in their use. Alexander
You're
Lacazette
missing the
was being
point.
played by
Yeah,
Arsenal.
but you're
Yeah,
missing the
on a
point.
steady.
Though. When it comes to Gabriel Jesus goals, they are more like, all right, and I'll say this: when people go on about Gabriel Jesus goal, they say about 14 goals. People gotta speak the facts. When listen, they were on the merge of losing the title to Liverpool, who come on and scored that vital goal against Southampton, and you see Guardiola run down that line and grab that boy, Gabriel Jesus. All his goals have been vital, regardless. Like we're vital goals, bro. It doesn't matter if he scored 14. Them goals count. If Lacazette had them 14 goals that count, let me tell you, you and your Shepherd, all them rat army will be doing backflips. That's
I don't get why you're so triggered.
Nobody's even talking about his overall play.
I
How
don't
he
get why
opts
you're
the
triggered.
attack. How he
I
passes the
don't
ball.
get why you're triggered.
How
Like,
is that first man to actually go and fight for
I
the
never
ball?
said he's not a
No
good
one
striker.
says this.
I just said he's
It's
not. He's not.
ridiculous.
How can you debate me that he's not prolific? By everyone's standard, we rate prolific strikers by amount of goals that they score. Simple.
His goals have counted prolific times.
This is Gabriel Jesus.
Pressure. He can handle pressure. I'll give him that.
Martinelli's a very good player as well, but he's not a killer in front of goal. I don't think he's a killer. He's not. He's not. And Saka scored more than him. Saka scored more than him, and I don't even think that Saka's a killer. Now, all three are players that I rate and are very good players. What I'm telling you is they're not the most clinical in front of goal. Raheem Sterling, best example. Very, very good player, but he's not the most clinical. Now, they can prove me wrong this season, but as it stands right now, they're not killers. Plus, when you look at the player behind them, giving them the service, Odegaard doesn't do well against low blocks. He doesn't. He does well when the opposition play a high line, there's spacing behind, then he starts to shine more and starts to play through ball. He's not the type of player that's going to thread the ball through the eye of the needle. Now, Tottenham played like that. Very robust, very compact. Going with Odegaard, what are we going to see? Fabio Vieira has only come to the league. When we saw against Brentford, the reason I wasn't impressed with the way he was performing is because sometimes Saka was on the counter-attack and I'm seeing Fabio Vieira walking. It may be something... For me, I even gave him the benefit of the doubt and I said, listen, in football, we don't play high-intensive football. It's more tiki-taka technical. But it shows that he may not be ready yet, if he ever will be, for a North London derby. He's only just come into the Prem, so he's not ready. Then you start looking at other players. Who else are going to affect the game? Marquinhos done very well against Zurich, man of the match. But is he ready for North London derby? These are reasons for concern. Then you start looking at El Nene if he's fit.
Listen, when it comes, listen. When it comes to if you're going to start, all right, and I agreed with you yesterday, even though I watched you in the chat. If you're going to start, if you're going to pick between Fabio Vieira and Odegaard, obviously for the North London derby, you go with the experienced player who's performed in the North London derby and played well against Tottenham and scored in a North London derby. So yeah, go with Martin Odegaard. There's no thing. But if Arsenal are winning and he takes off, or he has a little knock, I trust Vieira to come on and put a performance in. But I trust him. I think if he has a shot with him, this boy's going to shoot. He's going to score some bangers for Arsenal. So yeah, I trust him to come on and score because we never paid 34 million for him. I'm not saying he's going to start this game because I agree with you. I think it's going to be Martin Odegaard. But if Odegaard takes a knock when he comes off in, I expect this boy to come on and score, and I think he will.
Let's don't put unnecessary pressure on this guy. Let's take him as a guy that just came into the league, wants to harness his football, wants to enjoy his skills, wants to learn more from a great coach like Mikel Arteta. Let's just take it like that. Nunes comes into this league, scores in the Community Shield, and everyone is already giving him, the red carpet. And this guy comes, scores in his first start in an Arsenal shirt, and no one absolutely gives him any kind of respect. Northside brought up Waneri, a 15. Now I want to put this in quotes. A 15-year-old Arsenal player. Forget the history, about it. But let's don't give voice to what Talk Sports was doing.
What did I say? I didn't say
slagging this 15-year-old guy with grown men and was slagging completely slagging this young guy, 15-year-old, giving him trauma. So imagine, I did not say you did. No, I did not say you slagged him. I did not know. I said Talk Sport. So I'm saying let's don't give voice. I said let's don't give voice to those guys out there. This is a 15-year-old guy that comes in and plays for Arsenal. No one is saying he's a mainstay in that team. But let him play. He's a 15-year-old guy. Let him harness his skills. What is this war against expression? What is this war against youths in the team? At the time when players are very expensive to buy at this time, gems are very expensive. So when we are bringing our own youth, doesn't it show that Arsenal is for once doing something correctly?
Would you allow the 15-year-old to play in the North London derby?
No. But what's wrong there when you're winning 3-0 and say, hey, young kid, come and have a kick about? What's wrong with that? Entire fan base is on this 15-year-old guy. Forgetting that he watched this stream. They watch these streams. They watch how we slag them off.
It's incredible. Listen. Actually, I watched his Northside stream. He picked him up for that. He picked up the kid for coming on.
Yeah, I'm not talking of Northside. I'm just saying he brought him up.
Listen, when it comes to like stuff like if Northside, like I don't agree with him anything, but that I heard him say. Fair dues to Arsenal for making a kids thing and showing they are going to like give a young youth of chances like in London. So he did, and I see that he said that in his own stream. I heard it come out the devil in his mouth.
The only problem I had with that, Fuad, is that a 15-year-old should be out on loan learning his trade. The problem is this: relying on players like this. Yeah, a lot of people say, give him a little run around. Don't rely on. A lot of people say don't put pressure on the youth. Yeah. So let them go learn their trade in the Championship or somewhere there. where they don't have the eye of playing for Arsenal Football Club and we're not dependent on them. What annoyed me about it was the fact that we don't have anyone better at this moment in time. And that was because the club didn't do what was necessary. It's not the kid's fault. It's the lack of planning from Edu and Arteta. This kid should be nowhere near starting at 15 years old, not starting, but coming off. We should already have so many more midfielders above him to come on. And it shows a lack of preparation. That is what it shows, that we can't fill our bench and we need to put 15-year-olds. That is wrong. Not on the kid, but on the management. And this is why I don't trust Edu and Arteta, because the way that they're building this team isn't correct. If Fabio Vieira, people want to say, Tony's saying, oh, let's not put pressure on him. We got rid of Guendouzi and other players because they'll deem not good enough. Yeah, but then we're bringing in other players that we see are not ready and not good enough. We're bringing in Lokonga, he's not ready. We're bringing in Fabio Vieira. From what I've seen, he don't look ready. He don't look adjusted to the Premier League. We already had Tavares, another one. So why are we getting rid of players, Guendouzi, that could do a job, for players like Lokonga that are not even ready? It makes no sense. If you're going to get rid of
setting the French league,
if he's going to get rid of youngsters like Guendouzi and players like that, then bring in players. I'm expecting you then, after the reasons why you got rid of players like Guendouzi, to bring in players that are ready and proven and are ready to perform now. It doesn't make sense. You can't get rid of youth to bring in youth, but then the youth you're bringing in is worse than the youth that you let go. Because Guendouzi is ready for the Premier League. He's not world class, but I'm telling you, he's ready to start games. He started games under Unai Emery and the team that everyone didn't rate, and they got fifth. So he's more ready than Lokonga. Those moves don't make any sense. Don't. And
but when Guendouzi was there, did we win any title? No. The answer is no. He's not good enough. He's a better player. We didn't win it. No, but we didn't win any title. So he's not good enough. They have to be shipped out. If you're not good enough to play for Arsenal, you have to be shipped out. And they did ship Guendouzi out. Ship out. It's not good enough for the team. His attitude stinks. We should be nowhere near that Arsenal dressing room.
You don't know that though. You don't know that.
I know. I know because I hear. I hear things.
Yeah, but you don't know that. How do you know that his attitude is like that? Because you heard the club saying the same club. They didn't have the decency and the all for nothing to let Aubameyang have his say. They just put out the narrative about Aubameyang, didn't let him have his say. If you're going to touch on it, let us hear both sides of the story and then make up our mind. I'm sick and tired of this club. This club do everything to make themselves look good. But they never come out and say, how come you said we're going to compete with Bayern Munich and I'm still waiting 19 years? How come you guys said that we are expected to win titles every season, and this bum has still not won anything since the FA Cup with a team that everyone was saying that was trash? Since then, what have you won? You lot said you got a clear plan. Why in the summer did we not go out and do the business that's needed? Because last season the excuse was it's too hard to get players in January. I got real concerns because the club don't make themselves accountable. It's always, oh well, it's okay. Next season, let's see how it goes.
Can we touch? All right,
but Fuad, you have to agree partly with what he's saying, because I'm of that school that yes, Arsenal.
Okay.
Up that
Claude, I don't agree. I'll say now when he talks about Aubameyang and the club, Aubameyang side. Listen, how I seen Aubameyang roll up in that club, and he rolled up as a football fan. All right, the way he was acting, the way he's giggling, coming up in his Ferraris and all that, man is acting like he's winning these titles for us. You got the greatest player of all times, maybe in Messi, just turns up normal. You see how quiet he turns up. You got this guy giggling, buggling, messing around, going to change around, turning up late, and fans won't be that. Even Ronaldinho was a party animal, and he said what he's saying in his documentary. He said, I used to come and I never ever once showed my teammates my bad examples because I didn't want it to be like me. Jamie, my man used to roll up like his finger and all that. Come on, bro. Ronaldinho and all these two players, go see how they roll up in training. And
why didn't we replace him? Why didn't we replace him? Because even if that is true,
they just want to get rid of the clown.
The fact that we didn't replace him,
you can't blame the club. Jamie, it don't happen to no club, but Arsenal fans will allow it.
Fuad, this same guy, Aubameyang, that North side is actually fighting a case for, as a lawyer for him. Displayed his Chelsea shirt, with his family. His whole family are wearing Chelsea shirts. Just dangling it out there for Arsenal fans to see. Just look at that. You're defending him, and this guy is coming out and saying, "Hey, I'm a Chelsea man now. You know, I'm I don't really give a damn about Arsenal fans. See, we really need players that really want to play for this club. It's the same standards that you are asking for, not side LDN. You are asking for standards, not
Well
just
said.
standards on the pitch,
I
but
got a nice
standards,
reply for
but
that.
standards also off pitch. You need to come with that behavior. Your attitude needs to be 100. And mind you, when you're building a team, I know you don't like that word called project. I know it's not in your dictionary. You hate that word called project or process. But the fact there is that we're in a process. And in a process, you need youths down there, engaging in that process. And in this process, Arsenal, we have youths down there. We don't need these people with big egos coming here, taking overblown wages, coming here and causing problems for us with this youth.
Do you remember Van Persie? What was the narrative that the club spilt out when we got rid of him? Glory hunt, all this, all that. Then years on, we come to see, we didn't allow him to have his say. Arsene Wenger was, if you don't want to leave, you can go in the reserves. We need to sell you. You're going. Yeah, but the fans, they didn't say that to the fans, did they? Yeah, and then later on, we went to see that actually it wasn't that the player wanted to leave; it's that we pushed him out. So what I'm saying is, I've seen this club do this before. They did it with Van Persie. Yeah, we don't know what happened with Aubameyang, but the narrative that they will say is not that maybe they did wrong or they were the ones that were being difficult or they were pushing him out or whatever. It will be, oh, look at him in his Chelsea shirt. We don't know what the club did. Because since I found out that they did that to Van Persie, I regretted everything that I felt about Van Persie. Because I was like, you know what? It's not your fault. They're telling you you're going to hold bench.
Yeah. You know what?
I'm just saying.
I'll be honest with you. You know Van Persie? Let me tell you something. I agreed with Van Persie that when I let her come out. Why is Van Persie
wrong? Who was wrong? When he came out, who was wrong? The club or him? Him. But the club never took accountability. The club never took accountability that they pushed Van Persie out. That's what.
But this is why, and this is why
Aubameyang is the bad guy, because this club has the history of throwing players under the bus.
The fact of the matter is,
throwing players under
Arsene Wenger was part of that problem.
You can't debate it because he came out and he said his piece, and now everyone's like, you know what? The way we treated him was wrong because we didn't know what happened behind closed doors, and actually it was the club that were acting like dickheads, and that's a fact. Yeah, so don't come on with all this what the club said, because the club's going to do everything to make themselves look good. That is not being genuine. That's being disingenuous.
But
and the fact they didn't want Aubameyang to talk shows me there's something there. Because why?
Bro, why are you worried? Wait there.
No, because the bashing that Aubameyang.
We have never. Wait there.
But
the
not
club
side.
did the right thing. Yo, no side. When was the last time? Wait there. Aubameyang, how long was you at the club? We were never ever. We've never had a good run like this with Aubameyang in the club. So by Arsenal getting rid of Aubameyang, to me, well done, Arsenal. Because Arsenal fans, you can moan all you want, you can cry all you want, but we've never won a league with Aubameyang. We've never come near a Champions League with Aubameyang.
Now you're going to go into performances.
This team is definitely.
Why don't you tackle what I just said? How do we know what really happened? Because
it's not about that. They got rid of him for football.
You see me.
See,
you know
what? I want to hold not side by the standards that he claims.
He claims. How are you going to win the titles with a player like Aubameyang?
Aubameyang in his last 7 games, for Arsenal scored 0 goals. So he had chances to actually play. He had chances to actually score, and he did nothing. Not side. Where is the standards in that? Because I know you're a guy that likes standards, and Aubameyang in his last 7 games did not even put in a goal. Now, that's not striker stuff. That's not what I want from my number 9. I do like standards. And the standard of a number 9 is when you play at least a 7-game stretch, you have to put in like 10 goals. Or you have to put like, let's say maybe 6 at worst. But Aubameyang scored nothing, didn't help the team, was turning to the club late, being a bad example. It's a fact that he always turned up late. This is a fact. So when you keep doing that, not side, see, there is no excuse for that. There is no excuse.
Let me say this. First of all, Xhaka telling us to F off, then Aubameyang turning up late is a worse offense. Second of all, There was times where Aubameyang was playing left wing when we know Aubameyang is rubbish at build-up play. Aubameyang's only effective in the box. So we wasn't playing him in his best position. Also, I feel like a lot of people forget times when Aubameyang was our only goal scorer for about 2 seasons. He was the one keeping us afloat and keeping us in that top 6 conversation by himself with a team that weren't built around him. When we were blooding in the youngsters right at the start and they weren't ready to perform, Aubameyang was performing. Now, if you don't perform, you should be benched. If you turn up late, you should be benched. But if I'm all for being disciplined, if you're not showing the right attitude, but what I don't accept is if you're not learning, to get rid of you and have no backup striker to come in to replace you, and we do the cheapskate thing and give the number 14 and 100k a week to Nketiah that we all know isn't good enough and isn't worthy of that number nor those wages. And second of all, actually build a team around him, because he's another player that I didn't ever see the team be built around him. I didn't rate Ozil as high as a lot of people. I rated him, but not as high as a lot of people. But he never had a team built around him. He didn't. He didn't have the CDM that he needed. Paul Pogba, when he went to Man United, same problem. Great player, never had the players around him to actually get the best out of him because he was expected to defend, attack, do everything, instead of actually have someone next to him that releases him. Yeah, Aubameyang the same. Didn't have a world-class midfield and we're still yet to actually address the midfield. So as much as I can say, Aubameyang, the discipline, I'm completely for that. I'm completely for that. But at the same time, the way we handle the situation is a disgrace. Harry Kane over there at Spurs was flirting with Gary Neville on Sky Sports, saying that he wanted to leave. How did they handle the situation? Told the player, this is what it is. You're under contract. Either you listen or you're going to be on the bench. And they got him back round. Now, what Xhaka did and what Harry Kane both did are way worse than what Aubameyang did in terms of level of offences. And how come Xhaka gets away with it? It's not, oh, kick Xhaka out. How come Harry Kane, they get him back round, but Aubameyang, now you got to go out, mate. You got to go out. Even though we don't have a replacement, you got to go. Makes no sense. No matter how you look at it, makes no sense. That's it.
To me, it makes all the sense in the world, bro. We're playing as a team. We're playing wicked football. He's not being missed. You know,
he's not being missed at all.
It's not being missed. So you guys keep crying about.
It's all good. In fact, we can have a party right now. After we beat Tottenham, this weekend, we're gonna have a party. We're gonna celebrate because because these guys here, they don't want us to celebrate. They don't want us to celebrate. Fulham can celebrate. Tottenham can celebrate. They don't want us to celebrate.
We haven't beat Liverpool. We haven't beat Liverpool for God knows how many years. But Biden has been our team because we haven't had a prolific striker in the big games. So let's just hope Gabriel Jesus comes up and says, I want to get
Tony starting 11 for Tottenham. What starting 11 do you want to go with, Tony?
I will allow Prince Fuad to start that. Prince Fuad,
Why are you
please start.
what he's gonna say?
No. I want the royal guy to start first.
Yo, do you know what?
The royal pain in my ass.
Exactly.
Obviously, I'll go with the same. Do you know what? I'll go with the same 11 against Brentford. The only person I'll change is Pablo Vieira from Odegaard, and I'll go with the same 11. And I'll put Kirutini left. Kirutini. So I'm not. I was
but Kirutini is injured. That's the problem.
Oh,
Kieran Tierney is injured. Yeah, he's injured. He had a head collision in the Scotland match. So he's not going to be
all right, man. My man's Scotching. 2 cans of iron brew, we'd be fine. Tell him no side. 2 cans of iron brew, we'd be all right.
But again, I heard that
Zinchenko. I'll go instead of Zinchenko because with Kieran Tierney, he's defensively strong-minded and he's played in it. You know, he knows well. So yeah, I'll go with the same 11 who played against Brentford. But the only person I'll change is Pablo Vieira for Martin Odegaard.
Okay.
So
before I start this stuff, North side, please. Sincerely, I've never. Okay, I watch your shows many times. I come to your show, mostly to watch here. I've never seen you actually give William Saliba like a grand appraisal. I really want you to start doing that. No, sincerely, because the way Arsenal fans are really behaving, if Van Dijk is getting that kind of respect, even till date, right now, even when his form has dipped, now, and they still respect him. bro, we need to be pushing this guy out there. The respect needs to be given to this guy. Not I really want to start seeing you, just give, one or two appraisals for these guys,
You want
They
to hear
watch
it?
your show, you never know.
You want to hear it? First of all,
I want to hear it from you, bro.
I feel like that's unfair for you to say because I feel like every time I mention the guy, I only say good things. I always say we got on our hands somebody that has the potential to become world class. Yeah,
Okay.
he definitely has the potential to become world class. I say potential because we haven't seen him for a season. And he's still young and he's still adjusting to the league. But the way he's adjusting to the league and what I've seen about his game, even if I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong, but I'm more than happy to be right on him because I really see something in this kid. And this is the difference. When I don't see something about a kid, I say how I feel. Now, they can turn that around or they can't. Saliba has put to rest the whole hype behind Ben White. I'm sorry, he's levels above him. You can see the calmness in defense when he's there. I'm sorry. I don't even think it's a debate. I know forward you love Ben White, yeah? And I think he's trash. I think Tony also doesn't really rate him that much. You see the levels, man. You see the levels. He's come in a couple of games, and it's not even a debate that he's better than all our centre-backs.
Listen.
So,
I rate Ben
White. What I don't
White.
like about Arsenal fans, though. What I don't like about some Arsenal fans is sometimes we overpraise. And the same way Arsenal fans don't want to put pressure on players. When you overpraise, you can praise, but when you overpraise, if it doesn't work out, you can't be butthurt when people come for you. Because if we're going to start talking about him, like you mentioned Van Dijk, we can't even mention him in the same breath as Van Dijk. Because Van Dijk has won the Premier League, he's won Champions League. He's done it consistently for the last couple of seasons. If Saliba does it consistently, then we have a debate. We can't just fast forward him to what Van Dijk is when we haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's too early.
I believe that he has the potential, and I'm
has the potential.
He
has 100%. He's going to listen.
But we don't know yet. Now, that's all I'm going to say on Saliba. You've heard it here first.
Good. That's all I wanted to hear.
Saliba
that's what I wanted to hear.
I want Tony starting lineup.
Yeah, my starting lineup. I will go with the same team. Saliba has to be there, in our back four. Gabriel. I think Zinchenko. They said Zinchenko should be back, to play in contention to play. So Zinchenko would take my slot there over Tierney because I believe he gives us more. Ben White. I really want to see Tomiyasu have a run, a little bit of a run in. I trust Tomiyasu more going forward, but it doesn't mean that Ben White hasn't been okay this season. So as for me, I would like a Tomiyasu to be there, but of course we know Mikel Arteta will go with White. So of course White will play, but I want a Tomiyasu there anyway. I heard Thomas Partey will be back, so of course Thomas Partey. Xhaka will make that team for me. And Odegaard and Vieira. Guys, I'm sorry, but I want Vieira there. I'm sorry. I absolutely like that guy. I like the goal he scored. I like his kind of play. He's more direct. He tries to take shots. He's not static like Odegaard. Yeah.
Claude, it's not Patrick Vieira. Remember that. I just wanted to clarify. It's not Patrick Vieira.
Yeah, I know. It's Pablo Vieira. Yeah.
I can see where you're coming from.
I want to see him there because
the name Vieira continues.
See, there's this question, and I want to also bring this debate where me and Not Side, maybe if you would join, good. It will probably be on his show or my show, anyone in our show. We're going to start off. I want to know if Odegaard. Is a big bully in terms of playing small players, or if he's a world-class player. I'll be discussing this with Northside, maybe on my show. So I will put a Vieira down there because I'm not so convinced about Odegaard. Martinelli, we get the nod for me. Saka, we get that nod. And the lone striker, Jesus, we get that nod from me. So my two changes, Vieira and likely Ben White. I like Tomiyasu going forward. I think he gives us more.
Okay. Before what makes me laugh, yeah? I remember when people used to big up Leno, yeah? Then Ramsdale come up. Forget Leno. But when I used to say things about Leno, oh, he's amazing. And now the same with Odegaard. When we had Odegaard, I would say now Odegaard, he's up and down his performance. Oh, Odegaard, he's amazing. He's amazing. Now people are already turning. Now I put Vieira in. I just find that funny about Arsenal fans. Like they have these favourites that if you say anything about them, they get triggered. And then when another player comes in, oh no, forget Leno. Now we got Ramsdale. Oh no, forget Odegaard. We got Vieira. I just find that funny.
Yeah, well, no science. Speak
I'm just
for
saying.
yourself, all right? I'm telling you, I'll keep mine Odegaard in the team. Vieira's going to be a top player in the future. So, but I like, and the thing is, I agree with Claude. If he makes a mistake, then you fans will just slaughter him.
Oh my God!
Absolutely and you know what is now? We've got like I said, no side. The Lion Army is getting big because Claude has a fine showing the Prince and the Lion Army, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're getting big, no side. The rats. We're king of the jungle. We're king of the jungle. The king of YouTube are coming.
Bro, you cracked that. I couldn't even understand what you said. But maybe God is blessing me. But listen, my lineup.
Yeah.
my lineup, yeah. I would change
Yeah.
Ben White for Tomiyasu. Hopefully Tomiyasu can run the channels and not run into the congested middle of the park.
Yeah.
If he runs down the channels, I would pick him over Cedric only because I'm not too sure if Cedric is available, but I'd pick him over Cedric because going forward, I think Cedric is better going forward, but I think he leaves a lot to be desired defensively. So I'd go with Tomiyasu with the belief that he'll run down the channels. I don't think Tomiyasu's amazing, but I think he's the better. 1 billion% I don't want to see Ben White. 100% I don't want to see Ben White. I think he'll get exploited in this game. And with Fabio Vieira, I'd rather go with Odegaard with the mentality of if in the 60th minute we're still chasing the game or we're drawing or we need a goal, put Fabio Vieira on for the next 30 odd minutes or whatever. And hopefully he can show us what he did against Brentford and score us a goal. That's how I'd go with it. Because I think overall, Odegaard, his link-up play, from what I've seen, is better than Vieira. But Vieira is a bit more clinical and more forward-thinking. So if we need a goal, it's better to bring on Vieira because he potentially has a goal in him instead of bringing on Odegaard that, unless he's got a free kick, he's not really going to score. Most of the time he scores from set pieces. So that's what I would go with, personally. And then the rest stay the same, really. The rest stay the same. I mean, Thomas Partey...
Can I tell you something, Claude? Can I tell you something?
It's free, bro.
I will tell you something, right? And I bet you're going to agree with me. Do you know they're saying drop Ben White? If they drop Ben White and we don't win the game because Tomiyasu was a bad game, you know people what they're going to do? This is how they set you up. Oh, why did he drop Ben White? Can you continue what they're going to say?
Yeah.
Keep Ben White there because it's working.
I get that. It's working. Yeah, it's working. But I still think that Tomiyasu, I want a competitive team. I want two players running the channels in that Arsenal team. It's not just enough to just put Tomiyasu in the bench. Look at he played against US. He had a very good game. So I want to see us play this guy. Is the North London Derby the best place to make that change? No. But going
next
forward,
game,
I want to see that mix. I want my bench to be competitive. Also,
Claude, I look at it like this. I think that he's gonna use the likes of Ben White to use of this October Miyasu. I think he's gonna rotate a lot of players. No, I don't think he's gonna be a starting 11 from now to the start. No, I think this is where he's gonna start rotating, and this is when he's gonna start changing it. We could even, when people say about Partey, people want to say, even though Partey's fit and Xhaka's fit, some games you're going to need Zinchenko in the middle and Fiorentina on the left.
Exactly.
You got to rotate it, whatever thing. He now has got to get it right from now to this month. And if we come out at these next two games with points, I think a lot of Arsenal fans will be like, okay.
And again, let us don't forget what Leno said in his parting shot to Arsenal. He said that in Arsenal, we dabble in politics a lot. So we shouldn't forget that. Because I keep thinking why Ben White is getting that starting role. Leno said it. He said everything we needed to hear down there. Because how will a full-fledged English player coming from Brighton, and we bought him for 50 million quid. That's a whole lot of money to put on the bench. So I can understand why Arsenal, are dabbling into politics.
Oh no, he won't drop him. No, no side. Hear it from me first. One of these games, Tommy Asu will be starting. He has to rotate it. And if Ben White's on 100%,
he has to rotate.
He has to
Exactly.
rotate it. And if Ben White's on 100% for Sunday, if Ben White's not 100% for Saturday, if they're saying he's not 100%, then Ben White gotta get dropped. Ben White will be playing. If he's Tommy Asu.
Exactly. I just don't want to see a Ben White just have that shirt static. I don't like players who believe in themselves that I'm going to play next week. No, I want to see competition. I really want to see competition. So Tomiyasu will be good to come in once in a while, have a little bit of a nickel with the boys, and display what he has, because he's not entirely a bad player or whatever. He's not the perfect guy, but he's a decent player.
I don't think they overrate Ben White like they do Maguire.
No, don't even bring those two in the same bracket.
That's what I'm saying, man. Ben White's much better than him. He's a good player.
Were both of you guys outraged that England didn't take Ben White?
Done me a favor, bro.
It's a favor.
Done me a favor, bro. Just another player getting rested and getting more training sessions.
Exactly. Everyone knows that. The truth of the matter is that Southgate is going to go with the people that fought for him before, and Maguire forms the fulcrum of that cluster that fought for him and took him to the semi-finals of the Euro. So, of course, he's not going to.
This guy got the audacity to say I'm a Spurs fan when he's criticising his team. This is what I don't like about these Arsenal fans. Bro, I don't like talking. Bro, you guys are the worst. You guys are talking about
Zurich.
You guys were
There's a guy talking about Zurich here. Northside fed that guy because Northside keep bringing up Zurich, stuff, and we won that game. You see, because we influence these people. He keeps talking about Zurich, that Zurich game, and of course, Northside have been talking about that Zurich game lots of times, even if we won that game. So. That's another, copycat guy ready to fly the flag of Northside LDN.
Let me educate you.
Copycat guy.
Arsenal fans did not force.
Shout out
anything.
to you, man.
Arsenal fans did not. Let me educate this man. Arsenal fans did not force him to bring back Saliba. Arsenal chose to bring him back and chose to play him. Same way they forced out Aubameyang, who you guys didn't want out, and they went, "Don't worry, fans, we run the show. Goodbye, Aubameyang." So there's no such thing as force. Arsenal fans can't do nothing. We can't force the owners out. Never mind the players. Jamie, we can't even force the players out. Arsenal fans forced him to play. We forced a 28 million. Come on, bro. This guy's speaking nonsense.
Don't let them rattle you.
No, it's just how can the fans force? They don't even know you exist, mate. They don't even exist. We go there. There's 78 fouls. There's 61,000 fans there cheering. Do you know what? Arsenal buys everyone for a cup of tea, bro.
Arsenal Mania, big ups. I do see you in my shows. Big up to you anyway.
Come on, Arsenal Manic. You're an educated man.
Arsenal Manic is a joker, man. Don't put unnecessary pressure on Fabi Vieira, ? He's not here to be stroked like a Persian cat. A lot of money paid for him to go in the squad and improve the team. Exactly. This comes with the job. This comes when you play for a big team. At the end of the day, Arsenal fans say not to put pressure on our players, but when one of our rivals buys a player and they don't perform, we're one of the first to clown or say he's not that good. Isn't that putting pressure? At the end of the day, you play for a big club, there's expectations. And if you're not good enough, then get out the way, go somewhere else, because then your wages and your space can be for somebody that is ready to play. This is how it is.
Not side. What will you say? What will you say?
It's a competition.
Not side. What will you say January when we go to the transfer market, buy a central defensive midfielder, bring Vlahovic to the Premiership, bring Mirel down to the Premiership. Those Juventus duo that we're trying to buy for £101 million. What are you going to say when we bring in these winners down here?
Talk. Let them do it, and then we can talk.
Okay.
It's a hypothetical, but the hypothetical isn't the reality. So let it happen, and then I'll have an opinion on it. But
okay.
you know, at the end of the day, like, listen, I'm not protecting these players. They have to perform. I'm sorry, my club is not a charity. This is a football team. These players get paid, bro. The amount of money they get paid, some of them getting paid weekly, more than what we earn a year, bro. But yet we need to protect them. We need to, come on, man. There has to be some expectation. The fact there hasn't been expectation at Arsenal is why we dwindled from the great team that we once was to this. Since the fan base have been making excuses for this ownership, making excuses for players, not demanding success, we ain't been successful. We haven't. And it's the fact. So I'm sorry, man. Like, at the end of it, it's not impersonal. You know what I mean?
But then you have to build a team. But then you have to build a team. When something goes wrong, when your house collapses, what do? You go down there, you grind, you get money, you find money, and you build your house. That's what you do.
And that's what Arteta said. He's building a team.
See, that's what you do. It's a process. It's a project. And trust me, Northside and his other friends doesn't like when we say a project or a pro. In fact, they hate it when they see you saying that thing. They don't like it at all. But it's
Tony,
they don't like it.
Tony, let me ask you a question then, yeah? Because you're saying I don't like it. So let's put some context behind why I don't like it. Since when is having youngsters the only way to build a team? Since when? Because the only other team in the Premier League, of the big six that have youngsters and build a team like that was Man United. Since then, no one else that's trying to win has done it and successfully won major honor. So that's an anomaly, first of all. Second of all, you're talking about, oh, you need all these players, you need your team, you need this, you need that. Well, Tuchel took over a team that it wasn't his squad, and a Chelsea that wasn't that great. Let's be real. Nobody expected him to win the Champions League with that team. So no one's going to tell me they had world-class players because they didn't. It wasn't the Chelsea of old, and he won. Why? Because he's a good enough manager. So at the end of the day, I don't want to hear none of this chat because these excuses only work for Arsenal. Oh, we're building a team. Listen, why do we always have to go with inexperience? Why? Why can't we go and buy the proven players? Because we bought Aubameyang without Champions League.
You know what? I think, Andrew, no side. You need to set up. No side. You know, we keep this for another debate, another day, another debate. But I think you got to bring someone who's Arteta out, bring it whatever you want to bring, and we'll have a proper conversation, and we're ready to school you. That's fair, isn't it? We can't both school you on our own.
Why? Because you can't school me. Because I'm always
I've schooled you so much. I feel bad, bro.
There's two of you.
I love this stream, man. This stream has been very, very mature.
No. The fact is,
it's been very mature because Northside hasn't made any of all those wild statements.
I get bored.
You know, so I'm cool today.
This is the guy. Do you know what? Big up everyone in the chat and hit the likes. Big up everyone in the chat, hit the likes. But this is the same guy. People in the chat, listen. This guy says Fuad goes hiding. This is the guy who's Fuad goes hiding. He's been hiding this season because Arsenal. I go hiding when we lose it. That's Northside's great word. We've won 7 games and lost 1. So I don't have to hide no more.
Bro, when's the last time I saw you? Your attendance on the channel.
I go hiding. He doesn't invite me, people.
As soon as we win, you blow up my WhatsApp. Yo, I want to jump on. You got live, yeah? Send it to my email. Don't come out without Pucaria.
Come on, bro.
Don't
Pucaria.
Where might be? Pucaria, Barelo. Rafa Fulo, Barela, Palolo.
You just
come on, bro.
See what I'm saying? You're talking meta.
You tell me I go hiding. We're winning. I don't have to hide no more.
Not side.
I don't have to hide no more.
Not side. If we win, will you call me and Fuad to have a post-game show? Can you do this?
Yeah.
If we win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not listening. A post-game show.
The narrative will be, oh, you see, we're going to win the league. But at the same time, Fuad said that Tottenham are irrelevant. So beating Tottenham, if we win or we lose, doesn't matter because they're irrelevant, right?
Yeah, right.
And I actually agree with that. Because they're never up there with us to win.
Bro. I told you, cuz it's irrelevant. I told you.
Yeah, but you'll be the first one twerking like Nicki Minaj if we win against Tottenham. The same thing you say is irrelevant.
I'll be happy we win the game, but bro, do you know what? Our test. A lot of Arsenal fans.
Oh my god.
A lot of Arsenal fans, bro. I'll be honest with you. A lot of Arsenal fans. If we beat Tottenham. Then we're expecting it. It was a North London derby. We're at home. We got the home advantage. So a lot of Arsenal fans. But our real test, to be honest with you, my opinion, this is my opinion. You don't have to accept it. You can throw it to the wall for all I care. But my opinion, bro, is our real test is against Liverpool.
True.
That's my opinion.
I totally agree.
Because
all
Tottenham is a derby.
Tottenham will be put to the sword, this weekend. Trust me. I don't know who are these guys bigging up sports. What have they done? They got battered in Europe. These guys can't play with us. They can't challenge us. Trust me, they have good players. I really understand that. But we are going to batter them at home. It's a proven fact that they've not beaten us at home since 2010. It's proven. They are not going to do anything. At worst, we'll come out with a draw. And a draw in a not London derby, it's not even a bad result. Trust me. But I know that Arsenal is going to come out there and do something great. Trust me. Our big test is what Fuad has just said. And see, that game against Manchester United, every team in the Premiership is allowed to have a boogie team, once in a while. And Manchester United has proven beyond doubt that they are our boogie team. And, so I wouldn't totally slag the team off because of that loss. Manchester United, they actually end our runs. It's a proven fact. Old Trafford is not a stomping ground for us. It's a known fact. So, let's just move on. It's not a free hit. We lost that game fair and square. I came down here to Northside Show and accepted. I ate an humble pie. I faced my my slaughterer, Northside. I faced it and I said, hey, man, I'm sorry, bro. We lost. I eat my words and I'm sorry. I took a humble pie and,
Nah, big up to you for that, man.
You do it as a man and you move on.
Fuad never does that. We're still yet to see Fuad.
You know what? Because
Listen,
Fuad will never, ever. Let me tell you something, Claude. You just messed up, boy. Don't you ever apologize to people like this. Because all last season, we're going to lose. And we won bare games. And I'm like that. So, don't ever. It's like the first game prediction.
No, it's being matured, isn't it? It's being matured.
Red is my apology.
When you're wrong,
Even
you're wrong.
Deji
When you're right, you're right.
Even my brother, Deji, apologized to me. But see this guy there? Don't ever apologize to him. If you apologize to him again, I would come to Sweden and I'll do the free deal on your ass. The Stone Cold Steve Austin Stunner and the Rock Bottom. Don't you ever apologize to him.
Okay.
Listen, people, we're gonna have to wrap up now because in 5 minutes I will be on this channel, the Irish Hotspur. Gonna be there. Gonna have a bit of a debate over there on that channel. So listen, Tony, love for coming on, bro. Love for jumping on.
Sure, man.
We're definitely going to be doing more. People, make sure you go like and subscribe to Tony Claude Gunner TV channel for more on Arsenal content, and also subscribe to Prince Frewer TV as well. Love, bro. Love, guys. So jumping on. I'm gonna have to shoot off because I'm live on that channel, the Irish. Irish Hotspur channel in 5 minutes. So listen, people, love. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Big ups, everyone. Big ups, not London.
Exactly. Tony's link to his channel is in the description. So make sure you like and subscribe. And hopefully Arsenal get the job done and we're out. Love.